Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us for NBA action on 2K Sports. Along with Coach Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. Hall of Famer David Aldridge will be joining us from the sidelines moments from now. And for the Detroit Pistons, they come into tonight's game after the loss to the Hawks. And so Morant will bring it up for the Pistons. And you look at the Detroit Pistons, Stan, so much young talent, but the chemistry is a work in progress, clearly.
Well, it is, Kevin, and they're working on it, but it's hard with so many new faces, and they still need a second and third guy that they can build around. They've got a lot of good role players, but they need a couple more stars.
Here's Dort. A three-pointer, no good. To the inside, and Claxton throws it down.
Reason number one, CP3 is out there making strong passes, keeping the offense flowing.
Picked by Olajuwon. From outside the arc, rebounded by Jackson. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Pass to Claxton. A three-pointer off the mark. And here's Morant. He's been a factor in their offense on most nights with his scoring average at nearly 16 points a game. Olajuwon on the wing. And here is Dort. Just two to shoot. Lets it go with the three. And it's the Clippers with the rebound.
Yeah, a bit of a slow start here. They're 0 for 4 to begin the game.
Picked by Olajuwon. Here's Morant. And he finishes nicely on the way.
If you look at the breakdown, Morant's as efficient as anyone when he's the ball handler in the pick and roll.
Here's Paul. It's good. He scores. That's his first basket after missing his first two attempts. Now 1 for 3.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Once he gets in deep on the defense, there is no way he's missing a layup like that.
Here's Los Angeles now. Now Butler. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to talk with J.B. Bickerstaff for a minute, and we talked about facing off against Jimmy Butler. The coach said, you have to compete. No one in the league plays harder than Jimmy. He's a guy who gives his all on both ends, so you can't take one possession off. Jimmy Butler, truly a two-way star. Guys?
Thanks, David.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Now Butler. Following the miss by John Morant from deep. .139 left here in the opening quarter. Butler on the way. Still yet to score. A deep three from Thompson. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. And the Pistons with possession here. It's a three-point game. A minute 20 left here in the first quarter. Down low, Olajuwon. And then Olajuwon with the dunk.
Kevin, he is tough to stop when he gets to the rim.
Yeah, Greg, he can get up a few notches higher. Now here's Morant. No one near Olajuwon as he lets it go. And Detroit again with the bucket.
Well, he's been very efficient in this quarter. Keep getting him the ball.
Inside. Pass to Jackson. That shot off. Good D by Olajuwon. And it's Detroit's ball. It's Morant with the drive. 20 feet out. Olajuwon, no good.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. And there's the foul. It goes on Jimmy Butler. That's his first foul.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
There's Morant. Outside, Dort. Here's Castle. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. It's Detroit. They're up by 1.
8. The Clippers. 7.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And guys, looking at what you've seen so far from the Pistons, what do you think?
I mean, offensively, I thought they did a good job of protecting the ball. And defensively, boy, were they disruptive.
Well, their defense was incredible. Wreaking havoc and coming up with steals left and right. Just a tremendous effort.
Stewart misses. The Clippers trail. Gillingham with it. That one's in, his first shot this game. Greg, what a great time to be a fan of basketball. Not just in the NBA, but all over the world.
Absolutely, Kevin. The sport just continues to grow, and there's increased value being placed on all-around skill, even in youth basketball. And I think that bodes well for the future of the game.
Now Dillingham. He lobs up the alley-oop pass to the paint and slammed in by Jones.
Good job of stepping up to the plate there, seizing back the momentum for his team.
Yeah, plenty of lead changes in this game. It's gone back and forth.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, the Clippers are inaugurating their new arena this season, and they're set to host the All-Star Game next season. It will mark the 7th time that the LA area has hosted the All-Star facilities. Kevin, there will be no shortage of stars in attendance.
That's always the way it is in LA. You're so right, David. It ought to be quite a spectacle. You know, talking to Keontae George, he credits film watching for much of his success. I like that kind of element he brought up.
Yeah, they say he also spends a lot of time talking to veterans on the team, seeks advice from them and coaches. He's a real student of the game, and that has helped speed up the process for him.
Boy, a guy like that, coach, has got to be fun to coach.
Yeah, those are the guys you're looking for.
Now, here's DiVincenzo. On the wing, DiVincenzo. And it's Olajuwon with the jam.
It's those kind of passes that bring up the entire team's confidence.
Dillingham. Here's Kispert. Here's Dillingham. He has yet to score. The shot by Powell, no good.
And what should have been a simple pass and finish ends up in a missed opportunity on that alley-oop attempt.
Yeah, that just comes down to the timing being off between those two guys. Well, they have leaned on him offensively with good reason. Efficiency will help you win a lot of games.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Here's Powell. George looking over the floor. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Pistons leading by 4. Greg, everything they're doing is working right now.
Good run they have going right now. The momentum is huge.
They set the pick. Here's Bruce Ellis. Pass to DiVincenzo. Here's Olajuwon. And then Olajuwon with the dunk.
That's why you never quit battling on the offensive glass.
And that's a nice reward for his effort. The flush. Perfect.
Well, that's what he does. He makes an impact with his activity on the board.
Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. And Detroit again with the bucket.
I mean, even he was surprised to be that open.
Right side, George. Shot to stop the run. And George with the stuff.
Well, you got to keep George away from the basket, or you can expect to get dunked on.
And here is DiVincenzo. Still scoreless. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Bruce Ellis has got the lead up to 9 now for the Pistons. And the timeout called here by Tyronn Lue. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. Clippers trailed by 9. Richardson up top. Pass to Claxton. And Claxton throws it down.
He just powered that one down.
One of the game's top dunkers. There's 45 seconds left in the first half. Launches a three. And Clowney can't get it to go. From the wing. And it's Butler missing. Pistons leading by 7. DiVincenzo with it. Stewart in the corner. Pass to Bruce Ellis. Thompson with the rebound. That's a 2 from Butler. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Them one on Castle. This is his first free throw of the game. And the Pistons making a change here. Both shots good from the stripe. 6 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Both free throws good from Morant. Now Paul. Thompson for 3. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And so it's the Detroit Pistons bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. Back right after this. And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. And so Morant will bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. The Celtics will be coming into town for the next game. That'll be the second of 4 games at home for them. They get it back. Olajuwon in the high post. Out to Morant. Picked by Olajuwon. And it's Olajuwon with the jam.
Well, with Morant running the pick and roll, good things usually happen.
Greg, with how explosive Ja Morant is, he has certainly taken his fair share of awkward falls.
And that's what worries you with guys like that. He's already had a number of injuries in his young career, but we all just want to see him at full health.
Clowney, good.
That's inexcusable defense right there. You got to contest the shot better than that.
Here's Paul. Pass to Jones. And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. It's Morant with the drop. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Olajuwon, right side. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. It's deflected. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession.
Great energy on the deflection and a good job disrupting their offense.
Yeah, there's nothing easy on offense. Coaches love seeing that kind of hustle on the defensive end.
And timeout called by J.B. Bickerstaff. Looking for a breather and maybe just one or two things to talk about. Here's Dillingham. And it's rebounded by Morant.
Well, halftime is supposed to be for adjustments. I'm sure this isn't what they had in mind.
Pass to Castle. Out to Morant. Beyond the arc. Hits the three-point bomb. Morant got 9.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shooting.
Here's Claxton. And nothing is falling for him right now.
Well, I'm sure this wasn't what they planned coming out of the locker room. They need to calm down and regroup.
Morant outside. It's Dort on the wing. Just 5 on the clock. Morant with it. Defended now by Dillingham. And Stewart gets it to go. And we're seeing some big paydays for NBA head coaches these days, Stan. Do you miss it?
Do I miss the paychecks?
Yeah,
payday was always really good in the NBA. No question about that.
What about now, though? What about now?
Well, it's gone through the roof, but look, the trade-off is the paydays are big, but there's not a great deal of job security, Kevin.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. Ja Morant was the first NBA guard in a quarter century to lead the league in points in the paint. He says, I can't just rely on dunking every single play, so I need different types of finishes to get my shot off, whether it's high off the glass, the reverse, or hanging in the air forever. And Kevin, he just says it so casually. Back to you.
I know it. But look, David, he doesn't do it casually, right? He is a one-man circus. Several teams changing it up here. Clippers trailed by 16. Pass to Jones. And Jones slams it home.
Oh, that's a major league throwdown.
Keeps a tight grip on that rim, too, after the finish. Here's Morant. And Morant throws it down.
Well, when Morant makes that move, the defense is almost helpless.
Rebound by the Pistons. And it's Detroit's ball. They're on a 15-6 run. Back to DiVincenzo. Stewart a screen. Lots of room. And Detroit again with the bucket.
And they're scoring much more efficiently here in the second half, and they've gotten that field goal percentage above 50.
Dillingham with the bucket.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Stewart a screen. Out to Morant. Back to Stewart. Pulls up from the corner. Good, and a nice assist from Morant. Stewart's got 9 points now in just the second half. Here's Dillingham. Rebounded by Castle.
Well, he continues to make the effort, but the results just aren't there this quarter.
Powell with the steal. Now the Clippers moving it up. Here's Dillingham. That shot no good.
Now, he hasn't been great this quarter. The coaches need to try to figure out a way to get him going.
Here's DiVincenzo. And he banks in the layup.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
The shot by Stewart with no one around. And the three ball is good. Stewart's got 12 now in this quarter.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Look, when the three is falling like this.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. To the middle, and stolen by DiVincenzo. Morant outside. Kicks it out to Olajuwon. Stan, you always emphasize defense. What do you make of the offensive surge in the NBA today?
Well, Kevin, look, skill level is the best it's ever been. Shooting range is incredible, which makes defenses have to defend more and more of the court. Rules and officiating favor the offense. It's never been harder to defend in the NBA.
It sure looks that way. You're right.
Well, if you give him that shot again, I'm willing to bet he nails it, especially with that lack of defensive effort.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Pass to Thompson. Butler in the corner. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Outside, Olajuwon. Off target from three-point range. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Here's DiVincenzo, who's jealous, no one around him. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle steps for the Pistons?
Well, I love how connected they've been defensively. They're right into shooters and piling up block shots.
And also the hustle showing through with all those steals and not giving much breathing room for the offense to operate.
And Morant throws it down.
Well, yeah, there's that explosiveness we talk about with Morant. He gets off the floor with such ease.
Los Angeles with another miss.
Well, he just doesn't have it right now. It's as simple as that. And his team is struggling as a result.
Releases. Dort misses. So it's the Clippers now. Looking to get on the board here in the fourth still.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Picked by Olajuwon. Out to Morant. Back to Olajuwon. 5 on the clock. The Pistons working the ball around now. And here we go. It's Butler. Trying to end the drought. Pass to Jackson. Now Claxton. He's guarded by Olajuwon. Here's Paul. Hakeem Olajuwon with the rebound.
Yeah, you wonder what is he thinking right now. He's not shooting the ball well, and shots like that only hurt his team more.
When you have Dort on your side, this is what he brings on the offensive end. Great off the catch and fire. And they just can't find a way to end this thing. Nothing falling right now.
Well, this is a spot where you have to be able to go to your leaders. They need to step up and make a play to turn things around.
Now here's DiVincenzo. And it's Morant missing.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Detroit.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And so all the hard work here tonight converted into a tally in the win column. It'll be number 26 on the year.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win. And
what a tremendous standout performance it was for Hakeem Olajuwon.
Well, offensively, they needed him to be aggressive, and he delivered. What a game.
trying his luck from deep. Drains the three-pointer.
And it's just competing. You know, giving your best when it matters most.
Yeah, they've got clutch guys on this team, and they never let up.
And it's Detroit's ball. They're rolling here on a 15-point run. Picked by Olajuwon. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Can't hit from the elbow. It's stolen by Buzelis. Here's Morant. And so Detroit takes this one by a big margin. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in